Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Only Nerdy Gaming, the place by a gamer, for gamers, and all things nerdy. So today, it's practically a done deal. The Walt Disney Company is acquiring much of Fox for over $70 billion. I believe the deal is supposed to close at 9 p.m. Pacific tonight, which is Tuesday, March 19th, and that would be 12 a.m. Eastern, Wednesday, March 20th. So not only does that mean that Disney will be acquiring Fox's superhero franchises like Fantastic Four and the X-Men, but they're also going to be seeing, a lot of Fox television and broadcasting studios coming under Disney's wing as well. They're also going to be a major shareholder in Hulu, which means that they will all but own Hulu, pretty much. Now, no one's 100% certain as to what the full details of the acquisition are, because there hasn't been a press release or anything for it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something by the end of the week. But we do know that it does include Fox's film and TV production studios. So items like Fox's broadcasting company, like Fox News, that are not part of this deal. So properties like The Simpsons and Family Guy, they were made by 20th Century TV, and that is part of the package. So we could see animated, Simpsons and Family Guy episodes that can now include Disney characters. In that note, we could also ask, is Buffy the Vampire Slayer considered a Disney princess now? Or the Xenomorph Daughters of the Alien Queen? Are those Disney princesses? But the real reason I'm here to talk about this today, and I'm sure that's the reason why you guys are watching this video, is, you got it, the superheroes. Fantastic Four, the X-Men, those will be part of the MCU. Now, one could say, well, they might not want to use, them right away, or, there's nothing in the contract or anything of the purchase that says they have to use them, but yeah, that's just a stupid idea. Why would they not use, the Fantastic Four and the X-Men in upcoming movies? That'll just be absolutely fantastic. No pun intended. And not only the core characters like the main Fantastic Four or your Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, but you've got their whole rogues gallery as well. It'll be fantastic, again, no pun intended, to see Doctor Doom, Galactus, be those otherworldly bad guys that could be set up for multiple story arcs across, new phases of the Marvel Universe movies franchise. One of the things that I'm holding out for is Hugh Jackman returning to play Wolverine one more time. I've read, over the months, throughout the years, that, Logan was the last movie for Hugh Jackman, and he keeps reiterating, oh no, Wolverine will return, but it will most likely be somebody else. But we all know that there's an old man Logan in the comics, and fan demand would be so high to see him reprise his role, properly in the MCU, that I just can't see Hugh Jackman, if offered the opportunity, to do exactly what he said he would love to see years ago, which was him knocking heads with the Hulk and getting into a, verbal back and forth with Tony Stark. I just can't see him turning down that opportunity. But you know what? Maybe he truly is done. Maybe he is fully comfortable with putting the character to rest. But one can dream, right? One character that I know we will see more of is Deadpool. Kevin Feige and Disney have made it clear that the formula that made Deadpool work is not something they're just wanting to throw out the window. Now, does that mean that a crossover event where Deadpool shows up in a Marvel movie proper, like a future Avengers, or a standalone movie with like Hulk or Thor or something like that, does that mean that they'll just allow, you know, the F-bomb and sexual jokes to run rampant in their movies? No, I'm pretty sure they'll put a cap on it. And I always thought it would be interesting to see Deadpool show up in a PG-13 movie like that and go to cuss and have it bleeped out, because you don't see bleeps in movies. But it would be hilarious to see it bleeped out with him, and then he could turn on the camera and go, "What the hell? Did I just get censored?" And then he goes off on a cursing tangent that just, you know, subsequent bleeps come to follow. And as long as he's not breaking the fourth wall all the time or too much to where it kind of breaks the flow of the movie, because it would involve other characters, you know, I think it could work just fine. So I'm excited to see Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool in the film. Franchises that Marvel is going to be making moving forward. Same with the X-Men. Really, really excited to see the Fantastic Four for the simple fact that, the first two Fantastic Four movies that came out in the early 2000s weren't terrible, but they weren't fantastic. Especially Doctor Doom. And then I have yet to see, and I probably never will see, the Fan-Fourtastic movie that came out a few years ago with Michael B. Jordan. Love Michael B. Jordan as an actor, but I heard, you know, horrible things about that movie, so I've just never bothered to watch it. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about the whole Fox-Disney merger, and what you are interested in seeing, what your hopes and dreams are. I know it's been a long time coming. I know after X-Men: The Last Stand, a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, just give these characters back to Disney already." Or I guess Disney didn't own Marvel back then, so give these characters back to Marvel already. However, I will say that I did enjoy Bryan Singer's first two X-Men movies. I liked X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, and I even enjoyed most of Age of Apocalypse. Or I guess it was just X-Men Apocalypse. I'm a tad worried for X-Men Dark Phoenix. And my main concern isn't so much that it's just following, you know, in the footsteps of the X-Men franchise in general. But with the Disney-Fox merger looming overhead for so long, you know, I've read horror stories that, you know, members of the marketing team and other team members that would like polish up the film and just do what needs to be done to get this movie, you know, marketed. That those people have already jumped ship, and that the marketing and everything for the movie is just kind of being outsourced to outside companies, because people who were fearing for their jobs when the merger eventually did happen, they were trying to jump ship sooner rather than later. So I am just really worried, and the same goes for the New Mutants. I had high hopes for a horror superhero genre film. Side note, I'm really excited for the movie Brightburn. If you haven't heard of Brightburn, just imagine Superman's origin story if he didn't end up with the Kents. He ended up in a dysfunctional family, still in the US, so not a Superman birthright story, but is troubled and uses his powers as a young person for not so good stuff. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, New Mutants was going to be a horror-themed, like, psychological thriller movie from what I can tell from the trailers and from what I've read. And now we're not even sure if it's going to be coming out in theaters. It might be saved for streaming service like Hulu or Disney Plus that's going to be coming out later this year. So there's always casualties in when things like this happen. And unfortunately, I'm worried for those two movies. So, please leave a comment below to let me know what you think, what you want, what your thoughts are on this merger. Like, and maybe subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, take care and stay nerdy.